We're here at Pucascio Sculpture Services. We commissioned him to do a larger-than-life-size statue of our boy Spencer as a symbol of hope. After his passing last year, so many people, thousands of people have said we need a statue, or we need a statue. So we had a small group of volunteers come together to kind of help make this happen. We interviewed several sculptors, and we decided to go local here with Jeff Pucascio. He does amazing work, and this is what we've come up with. This is the clay sculpture that the bronze cast will eventually be made from. We just came down here to kind of make sure, it was going as planned, and it's beyond expectations. I'm just blown away. I mean, I tears. He captured this amazing boy. I just walked in and he just kind of turned it around for me, and I was just kind of blown away, and the tears came. He was an amazing, amazing soul, and he captured it amazingly. And anybody who was lucky enough to meet Spencer in person realized how special he was. And we wanted to make sure the future generations could appreciate the hope and inspiration that he inspired.
You could see the emotion that came out of this guy when he saw it, right? Yeah. That's what we function. We're creating emotions for people. This is real emotional work for me and everybody else that works here. I mean, we're artists, and when someone comes to us with a story like this, and they want to do something good, I mean, it's a great honor to be able to be a part of something like this. So I lost my mom to cancer. So
hate the word.
For me on that level, this is very special.
Hate the word.
Yep. But
he represents everybody going through the struggle. It's like everybody knows the Spencer story. He's just the guy who captured it, and everybody can relate to this. And I think that's why he became such an icon, because everybody can relate to him.
And who doesn't like big, sappy, please hug me eyes staring up at you? Yeah. I mean, it's very endearing. We initially will start with a small model, we call it a working model or a maquette. Once that's done, we have state-of-the-art 3D scanning and enlarging here. So what we do is we digitally scan that, right? And then it goes over into our milling department, and then we get a block of foam and we lay it down on the mill bed, and we mill it out. In Spencer's case, I believe we milled the head separately, and the legs were separate, and the entire body was separate. We've established the size. We wanted to reduce the size of these so that we drew more attention to the portrait and the dog itself. The actual flags were quite big, and they kind of covered up Spencer a little bit. So that artistic decision was made to kind of reduce them a little bit. Once we got Rich's approval that it was looking like his buddy, now that we have that approval, what we'll do now is we'll go in and we'll really start to tighten up all of the details. We'll tighten up the eyes, we'll tighten up the details in through the nose, the feet. You can see everything's very rough still. It's very rough. All the fur needs to be rendered. So now I'll go and I'll do all those details, and then what'll happen is we'll make a rubber mold, and we'll generate bronze pieces. The bronze pieces will then get welded back together. And we've discussed the fact that, he's going to be calling to everybody as they're running their battle to the finish line, and everybody's going to more than likely touch his nose. So I'm predicting that Spencer's nose is going to be nice shiny gold if we don't have implement some real basic maintenance program where once a year before the marathon, kind of the warmish weather, we go out, we just touch up the patina, re-incrolac it, re-wax it, and it'll be ready for the next marathon. So to get it to look like Spencer, I show up here in the early morning, and I have my TV here, and then I basically just go through and I look at pictures of Spencer, and I try and, like some of these images here. I mean, look at who doesn't love these eyes? I mean, these are just like they're just begging for a hug.
His eyes, he's really captured his eyes quite well, because that was the window to his soul. I still get tears thinking about my dog. He was just an amazing, amazing, amazing dog. And his little sidekick, Penny. We were there for many, many years on the side, and people looked for us to cheer him on, and we're still going to be out there doing it again. This is going to be going on private property in Ashland, very, very near where he stood, probably less than 1/10 of a mile. You could actually see this location from where he stood. We picked this location because it's a nice, accessible location. So, you know, you could take a picture with it, kids could sit with it, and even if you're unaware of the story, you can't not smile when you see, you know, inspiration of holding a hope sign and Boston Strong. This is probably about 120 to 130% life size, because we wanted it to be a little bit further up. We didn't want it to be too low. I didn't want people tripping over it. So we made it a little bit taller so that it stands out, but but still close enough to similar in lifestyle, so it's not like a monster. And I just want to thank so many people who volunteered or donated to help make this happen. We've raised a lot of money through selling like mugs and merchandise and stuff too to help, but there were a lot of very, very, very generous donations to help make this happen. So our goal is to make this happen with no expense to John Q. Public. We're about 10,000 short from where we need to be, but considering where we started at, I think we've done quite well. The Boston Marathon was just like an amazing platform for him to help us share him with the world. Because he was a therapy dog by nature, and this represents all the other therapy dog works that are working hard out there to help people.
Spencer forever.